Adart Solutions. Add-on desires.
Hello viewers, welcome to Adart Solutions Daily News Analysis session. I am Lokesh Pengonda. This session is designed mainly for aspirants preparing for banking, groups and such other examinations. Also, from today onwards, we are bringing in news articles not only from The Hindu but also from Indian Express. So, make a use of it. So, we have an article from The Hindu talking about Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. So, what is this PMAY-G or the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin? This is a scheme launched by the government in the 2015. The scheme aims to provide Pakka houses with basic amenities to all rural houseless householders and to those living in Kacha and dilapidated or damaged houses. That is, this scheme aims to provide Pakka houses to all those householders without own houses and also to those people who have houses but those are Kacha or damaged. So this scheme covers all people from these three categories, 1, 2 and 3 categories. So who will implement this scheme? This scheme will be implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development and it has set up a target of constructing 2.95 crore houses with all basic amenities by the year 2022 end. So this ministry will construct nearly 3 crore households by the end of 2022. So is this first of its kind initiative to bring in houses for people without houses? No. Earlier we have a scheme called as Indira Awas Yojana. So this Indira Awas Yojana scheme was restructured, was upgraded and it was rechristened, it was renamed as Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. So these are main issues that need to be remembered, and also we have something called as cost sharing. As we've seen earlier that for construction of houses the government will provide support. So this support will be shared between the central government and the state governments. So let's say if the government is providing 1 lakh for the construction of a house, so within this 1 lakh, 60,000 will be borne by the central government, 40,000 by the state government. This will be in the case of normal states. Whereas for states which are in the northeastern region and also for the Himalayan states, the sharing is between 90:30. That is, if the cost of the house is 1 lakh that is supported by the government, 90,000 will be paid by the central government, 10,000 by the state governments. So this is the cost sharing basis, and next we'll see what are the other objectives of this scheme. The scheme also aims to provide skill training to the rural masons. So by providing skill training to the rural masons, it aims to provide better skilling to these people. So how would the beneficiaries be selected? These beneficiaries would be selected based on the socio-economic and caste census data of 2011. Next we have an article talking about press freedom in various countries. UK-based Press Gazette has brought in the Media Freedom Health Check 2021. It has categorized countries based on the amount of freedom it is given to the media persons and to the media organizations, and in this gadget it has said that India is among the 71 countries with critical issues around the press freedom. That is, there are concerns regarding the press freedom in India. So what are the other countries which are included in this critical issues category? Countries such as Saudi Arabia, China and Russia are also included in the same category. So you can note down that the Press Gazette releases the index or the Media Freedom Health Check report. So this organization brings in this index. Next we have something called as World Press Freedom Index. So who releases this World Press Freedom Index? It is released by Reporters Without Borders. So this is an organization which releases this report every year, and in the last year India has been ranked 142 of the 180 countries analyzed in the Press Freedom Index. So we have one index given by Press Gazette, we have another by World Press Freedom, by Reporters Without Borders, and next we have a report by the Freedom House. This report is called as Freedom in the World. After analyzing the media freedom in India, the report has given 2 out of 4 score to India. 0 to 4 is the maximum ranking given to the media in any countries. 0 represents the least, whereas 4 represents the most free. And we have gotten the score as 2, that is, we have some freedoms, but there are other freedoms which are lacking. So these 3 are various indices given up by various organizations. Next, we have an article talking about Union Minister for Animal Husbandry and Fisheries, Mr. Giriraj Singh. So we'll see about this ministry. This Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying was set up in 2019. So earlier this used to be a department, that is, earlier there was a department called as Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying. This department was under Ministry of Agriculture. But in 2019, what happened was this department was made into a full-fledged ministry so that they can act more on these sectors. So as we are talking about new ministry, we should also know how new ministries and how new departments can be formed. New ministries or departments can be formed by the President of India on the advice of the Prime Minister. So this is one thing you can make a note of. And also you should note that the maximum number of ministers in India are limited by the 91st Constitutional Amendment Act. That is, only 15% of the total strength of Lok Sabha, which is 552, can be made as the ministers in the central government. That is, maximum 75-80 we can have as ministers in the central government. This was brought in so as to limit the number of ministers in the central government. You should note that it limits ministers, not the ministries. That is, a single minister can have a portfolio of more than one ministry. So this is one thing you can note of. This 91st Constitutional Amendment Act was given in 2003. Next, we have an article talking about NFAI. What is NFAI? NFAI stands for National Film Archives of India. National Film Archives of India was set up as a unit by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. This was set up as a unit in the year 1964. So what is the aim and what are the objectives of setting up such a unit? The main aim is to trace, acquire, preserve for posterity the heritage of national cinema and also be a representative of the collection of world cinema. So this ministry will have collections of not only Indian cinema but also it will represent the collection of world cinema. Also, as we are talking about National Film Archives of India, we should also know about National Film Heritage Mission. So what is this mission? This mission was launched in 2017 with the aim to conserve, preserve and digitize and restore the cinematic heritage for the country. So to conserve and to digitize the cinematic heritage of India, this National Film Heritage Mission was started. This was started in the year 2017. And who is the implementing body? That is, who will be the nodal agency? NFAI will be the nodal agency to implement this mission. Next, we have an article which is talking about Mozambique. Where is Mozambique? Mozambique is a East African country which is lying in the Indian Ocean bordering region, as you can see here. Mozambique is separated by the Madagascar through something called as Madagascar Channel. So what is a channel? Channel is a body of water which separates two land bodies. Separates two land bodies. So you can see in this image that this Mozambique channel separates Mozambique and Madagascar. So what is the capital of Mozambique? Mozambique's capital is Maputo. So these are various issues that can be asked in the exam, such as what is the capital of Mozambique, where is it, and which channel separates the Mozambique with Madagascar. Next we have an update talking about the Suez Canal. Earlier we have seen that Suez Canal is blocked by a ship called as Evergreen or Evergiven, and now what happened was yesterday this ship has been removed from the canal. You can see earlier how the Evergreen ship is blocking the narrow Suez Canal. With the help of several ships and several engineers, finally this Evergreen ship has been removed from the Suez Canal. So we can Evergreen or Evergiven is a ship name that blocked the Suez Canal. Where is Suez Canal? It is in Egypt. Also we have an article in the Indian Express talking about Bihar becoming the first state which could be provided with green energy. So what is this green energy and how is Bihar becoming the first state to have two towns with green energy supply? As we all know that for providing electricity, it can be provided either through coal, either through hydroelectricity or through solar and any other renewable energies. So Bihar is planning to become India's first ever state to have two green energy efficient towns. So what are these two energy efficient towns? First is Rajgir and second is Bodh Gaya. So in short, what happens is Bihar is planning to set up 500 megawatt solar energy production. So these two towns will be completely powered by the solar energy. By taking in solar energy alone to provide electricity to the residents of this town, Bihar will become India's first ever state that will be having two green towns in India. This will happen in 2023. As just now, the solar production is planning to be started. Next, we have an article talking about volcanic eruption near Reykjavik. So what is this Reykjavik? Reykjavik is the capital city of Iceland. So in this image you can see that how Iceland is separated from Greenland and Europe. It lies in the Atlantic Ocean and it lies between the Greenland and the Europe. So near the capital of Iceland, which is Reykjavik, there was a volcanic eruption and you can see the volcano being erupted here. What are the articles that needs to be remembered from this? First is capital of Iceland, and next where Iceland is located, and next which is the volcano that has erupted. The volcano that has erupted is Fagradalsfjall, and this is near the Reykjanes Peninsula. This is near the capital of Iceland. So the Fagradalsfjall and the Reykjavik will be important in the terms of examination point of view. So with this, we come to the end of this session. Thank you.
Add-on solutions. Add-on desires.